Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. So today is the day we get our first DLC. This is the Antonio Carraro pack by Giants. So let's have a little bit of a spiel that they put on the website. So it says there, expand your flourishing business of beautiful vineyards, lush olive orchards and vast fields of grass with 10 compact but powerful and versatile tractors by historic Italian manufacturer Antonio Carraro. They allow you to operate extremely manoeuvrable in special conditions where other tractors can't handle the terrain with steep gradients and narrow spaces, perfect for vineyard farming and grassland operations alike. Because working between grapevines and olive groves, two of the new crop types in Farming Simulator 22, requires you to operate special equipment, the Antonio Carraro pack includes exactly what you need. A variety of tractors like the classic Super Tiger 635, the versatile TTR 7600 Infiniti, or the articulated reversible quad-track flagship, the Mach 4R. The Italian company is a leading expert in creating solutions for farmers working in specialised agricultural fields. Extremely compact construction combined with tight turning circles and optimal visibility to all sides allowed you to reach every single vine and grove of your orchard. Especially useful are the reversible driving seats, allowing you to change direction in an instant. So that is what we're talking about. So small stuff for your orchards, for your grape and your olive groves. Now this is part of the season pack if you bought it. Obviously this is going to be the first one. Now it came up for me at €9.99. Obviously that's a bit random since I'm in the UK. Shouldn't it have been pounds? So it's saying €9.99, whatever that's going to work out in your country that you live in. Obviously the currency rates will depend on where you live. So £10 for the extra. The first one, £10. If you work that out, it's going to be £40 for the full lot. I mean, it's £40 for the whole season pass, wasn't it? Isn't that just going to be paying the same overall? Unless, as they go further on, obviously the first expansion, the fourth one coming in autumn 22. Unless that's got a lot more coming with it. We'll have to see if it works out when we get there. So, what are we talking about? We've got this little lot in front of us. And when I say little lot, I've packed me Fendt Black Beauty right next to it. Just to show you the size. Obviously, this is a big tractor, don't get me wrong. But these are small. But that's what you're going to need for the olives and the grapes if you're going to be doing those. Because obviously, to get the most out of your field, you're going to want to place as many vines or trees as close as possible. So that's what they've got here. Right, so the first one we've got is the Super Tiger 635. Obviously this is going to be a small tractor, so it's going to be 35 horsepower. It's got a 13 mph top speed. It's going to cost you £7,500. That does look like an older style, but I like it. That's alright. The options you got there are wheel brands, just the same as normal. There is no options on the wheel setup. Right, the second one we got is the Tiger Car 3200 GST. This has got a 19 horsepower engine, 18 mph top speed, and it's saying it's got an 890 litre capacity because it comes standard with that back on it. So it's going to cost you 19 grand if you don't have that back. If you just have the platform there, so if you're doing some bales or something, but if you have that back on, it's going to cost you an extra 2 grand. You then got the extension, yes or no, so that just puts that extra plating behind the driver's setup. And the options you got there are wide tyres, standard or wide. Change the rim colour, any one of those. Change the colour of the rims. Now if we start it up, obviously you got the option there of tip side back, tip side left, tip side right. You also do L, B and A. Folds that roll bar over. Nice. Next up is the TTR 4400. This has got a 38 horsepower engine, 17 mph top speed. The options you got there are wheel brands and usual shenanigans, but you can also add twin wheels. Nice. Then you got rim colour. You can have any one of those again. It's going to be 25 grand as standard. Obviously adding a colour added the twin wheels, sorry, added the 800 to it. So if we go into that, start it up, we've got fold the roll bar again. And you also got, if you do L, B and A, it says change direction. So you can do it in reverse, whatever you're doing. Brilliant. Right, then we got the TTR 7600 Infiniti. This has got a 75 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 57.5 grand. And that looks weird. That cab looks like something out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that does. Dear oh dear. Right, so the options you got there, 3-point on the front, no or yes. You then got wheel brands and tyres, usual shenanigans on the go, and obviously you can have wheel weights and twin wheels on that. Got bull bar, no or yes on the front. Then front weights, no, 200 kilo, 400, 600, and then back to no. Then obviously change the rims again. So if we come out of that, we'll start that one off. The options you got there are the same as the previous one, LB and RB, and then you can change the position. Again, doing stuff in reverse. Right, next up we got the TGF 10900R, 98 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 58.5 grand to buy. Now if the previous one looked weird, this is getting even weirder. That just looks proper random. Alright, carry on. So we've got the options, 3-point on the front, no or yes. Usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres, obviously wheel weights and back to standard, so no twin wheels on this one. You've got bull bar on the front, yes or no. You've got front weight, 200 kilo, 400, 600, and then back to no. And again, change the rim colours to any one of those. Right, next up is the Tony 10900TR. This has got a 98 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 72.5 grand to buy. So the same as before, 3-point on the front, yes or no. Wheel brands and tyres, usual shenanigans on the go with that. Then wheel weights and then nothing. So no twin wheels again. Bull bar on the front, no or yes. Front weight, again, 200, 400, 600, and then no. Rim colour, again, any one of those four. So if we come out of that, we'll start it up. Same again, LB and RB, you can change the direction as well. Right, next up we got the Tony 10900 SR. This has got a 98 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 78 grand to buy. I do think they just all look really weird. Alright, so again, 3-point on the front, no or yes. Wheel brands and tyres, usual shenanigans on the go. And then there's no option for twins, just the weights. So bull bar on the front, no or yes. Front weight, again, 200, 400 and 600. And then the four colours for your wheels. So if we come out of that one, we'll start that off. Again, RB and LB changes the seating direction. Right, next up we've got the Tony 10900 TTR. This has got a 98 horsepower engine and a 24 mile an hour top speed, 83.5 grand to buy. They do look something out of some weird film there, don't they? I mean, again, the option, 3-point link on the front, yes or no. Bull bar, yes or no. Front weight, 200, 400, 600, and then back to no. Wheel setup, standard. Wheel weights, twin wheels on this one. Then back to standard. And then rim colour, again, any one of those four. So again, we'll come out of that. We'll start it up. LB and RB, changing your seating direction. Right, next up is the Mach 2R, 98 horsepower engine, 21 mile an hour top speed, 89.5 grand to buy. So this has got the tracks on the back. So that's going to be like your Terra track, sort of, just a miniature version of it. So again, 3-point on the front, yes or no. Bull bar, no or yes on the front. Front weights again, 200, 400, 600. Then wheel setup, standard. Wheel weights, back to standard. You can change the main colour, black or red. Then change the rim colour, obviously, to one of those four. So if we come out of that one, this has also got the change of direction, LB and RB, and then A. And then the last in the pack, this is the pièce de résistance of the whole group. This is the, I'm going to say big boy because they're really small anyway, but this is the top of the range one. This is the Mach 4R, 98 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 96 grand to buy. So this is the full tracked version. Still looks weird with that cab, mind you, but it is the full tracked version. Obviously we've got the 3-point on the front, no or yes. Bull bar, no or yes. And then front weight, no. 200, 400, 600 and no. Again, if we come out of that, we'll start it up. LB and RB in A, changing the seating position. We'll go back again. So if we go into it, this is what I mean by small. It looks very claustrophobic in here. Obviously there's no seat for your mate, because there's barely enough room for you, but okay. I mean, they are obviously designed to be used in the olive groves and the grapevines, so they are going to be small. I do like this one though. I do like this one a lot. I mean, none of them have got massive horsepower, but then you're not going to be needing massive horsepower for doing your grapes and olives, so are you? No, I like this pack. Obviously, I'm not really a fan of the small stuff to start with, but because we've got the grapes and the olives on the go, the new crops for the game, obviously you're going to need some new stuff to go with it. No, I do like that. Like that a lot. Drop it in the comments below. What do you think of this pack? Are you going to be using them if you're doing grapes and olives, or are you just going to steer clear altogether? We'll see what people are thinking. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.